Good day, Genesis gamers. My name is Chrono, and this is Deck Checkout. We're going to be seeing one of my personal favorite decks for the Genesis format, in which it's practically zero pointed, and you could slot in any hand traps you wish to desire depending on the matchups. I personally feel like this deck is one of the more simpler ones, despite being a rank 4 strategy in which it could get away with despite level modulation. I feel this is something that would be a good start if you plan to playing on the Genesis format. Hopefully I get this video just in time for the NAWCQ I keep hearing about. Oh well, we'll see. With that, we present Sharks.
Let's dive on in.
And with that, we're going to get into the card by card. First off, we're going to be doing a Fish Shark. If this card is treated as used for an XYZ summon of another monster, it can be treated as a 3 or 4 level. If all monsters you control are water, at least one, you can special summon this card from the hand. And if we do add a 3, 4, or 5 fish monster from your deck to your hand except itself. Also, water monsters also double. For the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon monsters except water monsters. Also, double the first battle damage inflicted to your opponent this turn by a number monster battling another monster. So this is a Fish Shark by itself is quite literally OTK potential, even used as if it's used for a material or not. Next off, we're going to do one by Crystal Shark. If this card is used for an XYZ summon, it is for a number monster, also treated as a 4 and 5. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target one water monster on the field. It doesn't even have to be your own. Special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, if you do have that monster's attack, so if your opponent has like some sort of like high attack monster that you need to somehow get over, Crystal Shark is literally having the attack of that monster. Also, we cannot special summon except for the rest of this turn, except for XYZs, which we don't have to worry about that. One of your main starters is going to be Surfacing Big Jaws. If this card is used for an XYZ summon monster, it can be treated as a 3 or 5. You can see where this is going. During the main phase of a spell card was activated this turn. To my understanding, I believe doesn't even matter whether it's yours or a opponent's, as long as the spell card was activated already, you can just special summon this guy. I believe it's mostly just on your turn instead. Where XYZ's locked, if this card is no more special summon, you can add one Fish Shark monster from your deck to your hand, which is quite literally everything. Next off, we're going to be doing a one Vice Shark. If this card is normal special summon, you contribute one fish monster. It would have to be on the field, so you can normal summon this, tribute it, and then special summon another Fish Shark monster from your deck, except water monsters. If you use this for a Shark Drake XYZ monster as material, it is a spell trap negation, spell trap removal. One of our best normals in the deck, Buzzsaw Shark. I would honestly play this at 3, but I feel like we already have too many normal summons in the deck. Target one water monster we control, which most of the time would actually be just itself. Special summon a fish monster with the same level as the monster, but a different name, but it kind of activates effects. So just do be careful. For example, like Biz, Surfacing Big Jaws, and some of the other monsters. If their effects are negated, you can't use them to as rank up into a 3 or 5s because they're quite literally part of their effects. You are XYZ locked. If this card is used for an XYZ summon of a water monster, it can also be treated as a 3 or 5. So again, we can get away with it. One of the armored XYZ cards that we can search using Armor Fortress would be Armored Shark. Personally, I like this one. We can send one water XYZ monster from the extra deck to the graveyard, then target one fish monster in the graveyard with the same level as the rank of that monster, special summon it. During your opponent's turn, this card in your graveyard, quick effect, we can target one water XYZ monster with control, equip that card to this monster as an equip spell that gives it 500 attack. The attack gain is minimal, but it sometimes makes the world of difference. Personally, I do enjoy that. Next up, we're going to be doing one Hydrojet Shark. It's weird that we're doing just one, but I feel like one is just enough. Again, we have too many normal summons, and I feel like Hydrojet is a good one to deal with, as well as it's basically Foolish Burial for your fish sharks, or an XYZ spell traps that you can use from your deck to your graveyard. So, for example, if you need to send the armored XYZ or Armored Shark for extended plays on your opponent's turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Aqua Jet from your deck to your graveyard, which would have 3 Aqua Jet Surface that says special summon one level 4 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from your hand or graveyard, but you cannot special summon except XYZs. That's fine. If your opponent controls an attack position monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one fish, sea serpent, or aqua again. It gains 1,000. So again, to go over opponent's monsters. Jumping back into the monsters, Drake Shark. that it can be used as it counts as 2 materials for an water XYZ monster that requires 3 or more materials. It also gained a shark drake that uses this as a material, also gains the effect in which targets a spell trap in the field attached to discarded material. So we can get away with a lot for that. Basically spell trap removal, like let's say people that still play Dimensional Fissure or Macrocosmos or whatever, stuff that stops our plays. We can just use special Shark Drake, use effect, and then just absorb a troublesome continuous spell or trap. Afterwards, we're going to be doing one of our mini normals as well, Lantern Shark. If this card is no more special summon, you can special summon 1, 3, 4, 5 water monster from your hand in defense position except itself. Also, we are XYZ locked. This card is used for a summon XYZ summon of a water monster. It can be treated as a 3 or 5. So again, basically all of our shark monsters, literally like 13 out of 15 that we have here in deck, can be used as 3, 4s, and 5s, which it's great. Agreed. Your searchers, 7th Tachyon. Reveal one number 1 XYZ monster, which usually it's going to be either going to be number 101 or C101 to add your 4s and 5s, which is your whole deck. One of the second X Armored XYZ card, because it is treated that way, in Reincarnation Unveiling Mail. XYZ monster equipped with this card gains effects, cannot be destroyed by battle, and once per turn, this card battled this turn, you can return one card equipped to this card to the hand, then immediately after the effect resolves, XYZ one water monster. So you can declare battle with your, for whatever reason, Armor Fortress or Shark Drake, use its effect during battle, put it back to your hand. They rank up into either C32 Shark Drake Levice, or we can go rank up into Crystal Zero Lancer that gains attack from materials, or Full Armor Dark Knight Lancer, which can basically kill for game. Which is very good. Next up, we're going to be playing 2 Bear Scare, which is basically your weaker Fallen the Virtuous, but without having to occupy slots in the extra deck. Your opponent can reveal 1 Bear Scare in their hand or deck, and if they do, each player gains 2,000 life points. If they do not, you destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. So very good. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, which is after activating its effect, add this card to your opponent's hand. We can only use effective Bear Scare once per duel, so we do have to be careful with that if we draw the 2 of. We can only activate 1 Bear Scare per turn. Next up, one spell card that I've been using to basically recover from everything. It is a 2-card combo, but I feel like Whitefish Salvage helps out. We can target 1 fish monster in your graveyard, which is everything. Add it to your hand. You can use its effective salvage once per turn. If this card is in position, is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, target 1 fish monster to your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Which, again, I feel like this is amazing recoverability. Or that or something to do the effect. So, for example, let's say you have Surfacing Big Jaws, activate Whitefish. You have Surfacing Big Jaws engrave. You do Whitefish Salvage, add it back to your hand, and then Surfacing Big Jaws can special summon itself for free. For free. Full Armored XYZ Fortress. Although it's our last XYZ card, as we know, is that basically if we have if an XYZ monster is on the field, so it doesn't even have to be yours. Immediately after this effect resolves, one XYZ monster with the monsters you control. So you can just rank and do if it's like some sort of a mirror or a deck that uses XYZ monsters from your opponent. You can just use this in XYZ during their turn, which helps out a lot. We can also banish this card from the graveyard and target 1 XYZ monster you control. Equip 1 other XYZ monster from your face-up, field, or graveyard to that monster as an equipped spell with the following effects. The equipped monster gains attack equal to this card's attack, and an equipped monster would be destroyed by battle card effect. Destroy this card instead. It's great. An attack gain, basically, and a card or battle protection. The one card that does not pop up, but I use it basically to continue its play on my next turn, or have a hand trap in my hand. Detach 1 material from a monster on either field, which it doesn't have to even be yours. If you do, activate the top 4 cards of your deck, choose one of them and apply the appropriate effect based on its card type. Also place the rest of on top of the deck in the same order. It is your Pot of Prosperity, but for sharks. Monster spells, add it to your hand and a trap, set it, and it can be activated this turn, which, it's awesome. That's awesome. We can only activate 1 Pauper Shark per turn. Next up, we're going to be using Virtue Stream. Target 1 fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster you control, and 2 cards your opponent controls. Destroy them. So if we need removal, again, your continuous spells and traps that are troublesome, or monsters that before your opponent can start doing their own XYZs or synchros or fusions, sometimes pop them using Virtue Stream to basically they don't get to them if they do. And we're going to be playing 1 card of White Howling in the main. It's basically a dead hand, but with a deck that uses nothing but waters, we'll be fine. If you control a water monster, target one spell in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. If you do, for the rest of this turn, negate all spell effects on your opponent's field. Isn't that funny? We get to play stuff like that. And then for our non-engine, we're going to be doing 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 3 more Charming Fualos, 3 Skullmeister, and 1 Nibiru. And for our extra deck, we're going to be doing 1 The Virtue Dragon, 1 XYZ Armor for Torpedo, Stealth Kraken Package, Stealth Kraken, and Stealth Kraken Spawn. Our Nash Knight engine, which would be the Nash, Xyz Nash, number 101 from earlier, and C101. Afterwards, a few extra deck monsters that I personally use these as spell trap removal or just monster removal as a whole. Full Armor Black Grave Lancer as it is a beast warrior, so sadly the stuff of Virtue Stream doesn't trigger, but it is well worth it. We'll read it together. You can also XYZ summon this card by using a rank 3 water XYZ monster you control that has no material. Gains 200 attack for each material attached to it. If this card on the field will be destroyed by battle card effect, you can detach all materials from this card instead. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target 1 spell trap your opponent controls, destroy that target. So more spell trap removal. I'm iffy about Full Armor Utopic Ray Lancer, but I use this more as the send for Hydrojet Shark. No, sorry. We use this mostly as a send for Armored Shark, actually, to basically recover anything from our graveyard, sending it from extra, and then special summoning a monster that's the same rank, which is, again, same rank equal to its level, so just about anything in your deck. Also, our number 32, Shark Drake. And obviously, we're going to be playing Shark Drake Levice, or XYZ Armor Fortress, which is going to be our big boy of the plane, which basically, if we get to basically draw 3. And lastly, we're going to be doing Full Armored Crystallo Zero Lancer as one of our rank up monsters. You can also XYZ monster summon this card using a rank 5 we control, gains 500 for each material attached to it. If this card on the field would be destroyed by battle card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card instead. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Basically, Dark Brutal no board and a monster, which is great. Once per turn, you can, and then lastly, we're going to be doing Full Armor Dark Knight Lancer. Once per turn, you can summon XYZ Armor Lancer using a rank 5 or 6. Gains 300 for each material and equip card it has. Once per turn, you can target 1 XYZ card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Once per turn, also, if an equipped card becomes equipped to a monster you control, you can attach 1 monster your opponent controls to this card as material. So it's basically a powerful XYZ import that you can use during battle or main phase to basically go over your opponent's highest monsters. And lastly, on the side, we'll be playing a second Nibiru, Primal Being, 3 more Charming Perulia, 3 no material for going second place, 3 Dark Holes, 3 Twin Twisters, and 2 exclusions for those that play cards in the hand. And with that, we get into the games. We'll be going first, and our first opponent is going to be Diabel Snake Eyes. We'll be going first, and we're going to be starting off by normal summoning Buzzsaw Shark, triggering its effect, doing its effect to target itself, special summoning Vice Shark. Afterwards, we're going to be ranking up into number 101, special summoning Hydrojet from hand, since we control an XYZ, ranking up into Armor Fortress, activating its effect to add 2 from hand, activating Hydro Shark effect to send in Crystal from grave, using Grave's effect afterwards to target Hydrojet, special summon it, setting to the trap, and equipping the spell onto our Fortress. Setting pass, we're going to see what our opponent does next. They activated Lightning Storm. We have to activate the 4 Armor Fortress to rank up into at least the Stealth Kraken. That will survive this. And they activate a Interrupted Hydro Slumber. Special summon the Gamseal to our field. We do, however, get to trigger Stealth Kraken Expect on Grave. Special summon the Spawn. They do activate effect from Diabel's. Special summoning from hand. They go through Oak Line, going twice into Flamberge. Activating Flamberge effects, sending my Stealth Kraken Spawn to the grave. I activate Nibiru from hand, and everything goes down. They get to special summon back since Flamberge was sent to grave. Bring with end times to pop a Snake Eyes and my Nibiru. Go for battle and attack with Snake Oak. Luckily, we got off the top of Hydrojet Surface, special summoning Buzzsaw Shark, and we get to do it all over again. Special summoning a Drake. Doing the effect of Crystal again, targeting Buzzsaw, and we get to do Hydrojet to add back Surface Jet again. Breaking up into Armor Fortress, Crystal Shark, special summoning back Vice, We use the XP effect to equip to a monster from hand, field, or grave to a monster you wish to equip to. I cannot repeat how many times this trap has confused so many people. I'm looking at you, Joseph. Anyway, we're going to be continuing going into battle, dealing double damage. And we win it. Next up, we'll be going second against our opponent. Who's going to activate nothing and pass turn. So we'll take the win. We pass Wuja for turn, and we start off by activating Surfacing Jet, activating Surfacing Big Jaws, adding Shark Drake, Drake effect, special summoning Drake. We're going to be doing 7th Tachyon for adding since we haven't normaled. And we'll take a chance in special summon Drake Shark, number 32, and they come down with the Thunderbolt, activating effects, setting Tempest since we control the monster over 25. We have to do activate effect to get rid of Thunderbolt punishment. We do our normal for Lantern, special summoning Hydro Jet, sending Crystal. We can go to Stealth Kraken, do Stealth Kraken effect to burn. We rank up into our rank 5, detaching for effect, adding 2. We'll be setting, and we forgot to do the spell. 25, and we pass. Let's see if we can survive it. Crimson Gaia. They do Crimson Gaia effect to add Soul Resonator. Soul Resonator effect, adding Bone or Archfiend. Do the effect, sending 1 card from hand. They do Chaos of Illusion for Illusion Gate, for Illusion monsters. For Black Chaos. They doing Ritual effect to add back to hand. Wow. They do Soul Resonant effect for Crimson Call. They'll be doing the effect to Ritual Summon Black Chaos. They'll be doing the effect to get rid of my trap, which I should have ranked up into. They go into battle, getting rid of my Armor Fortress. I'm going into battle, taking over 500, 18. They set 1 and pass. And let's see what we got up the top. It's a Fualos. Luckily, we get to do Hydrojet Circuit. We get add back Surface. Do Surface effect, doing the effect of Surfacing Big Jaws, Recursion. Awesome. And we do Crystal. And since we control 1 monster in the field, we can special summon. We get to special summon it. We're going to be doing Shark Drake as a normal. Then we're going to go into Nash Knight, and like an idiot, we targeted. We did the effect and nothing because we need to target Black Chaos or do the effect. We'll do Silent Honor Art to do the effect to take him in. Now that we've learned our lesson, we do Armored Shark to do the effect to special back Drake, and we do Full Armored to rank up. We go into battle. Now that we learned our lesson, we do the effect, pop a spell trap, and we get it. And for our final match, we're going to be going up first against Heka Hands. We'll be starting off normal summoning by Shark, triggering its effect. They go for a Fualos. We get to special Lantern Shark, triggering its effect. They draw a card into Abyss. Abyss effect, special into Nash Knight, set 1 pass. Let's see what they draw for turn. Into a Santa Claus. They get to do Heka Hands effect. Shuffling special, and they go into Mirror Sword Knight. Going to the Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, to Wing Baphomet. Afterwards, they're going to do Chimera Fusion, using from hand or field into Chimera. And doing Chimera effect, Chimera Fusion, add back to hand, special the Illusion Knight, into a Nightmare Apprentice. They'll be discarding and special summoning Apprentice, adding back a Heka Hands. Doing Chimera Fusion effect, adding back to hand, and doing it all over again using Mirror Sword and the new monster into a Magnum the Reliever. We're gonna go for a Ghost Ogre, and they end their turn. We do get to draw. They do Heka Hands effect to special summon the other guys, and we draw for turn into Mirror Sword Knight, into Gazelle. Gazelle effect, add another Chimera Fusion. Luckily, it's our turn and not theirs. Going to main phase, normal summoning Armored Shark, sending Utopic. Use Icarus attack Virtue Stream to pop 2. Normal summoning Lantern from the effect of Armored. Crashing like an idiot and passing turn. They're gonna normal Fualos, go into battle. They crash, but nothing happens. Luckily, we pass return. We're gonna do Buzzsaw Shark, a killer starter. Go into Drake, which is effects negated. We do, however, still get to rank up into Shark Drake. Hit the full low, special summon it back, and go in and attack one more time. And we're gonna try to pass turn. They go for Droplet, sending their Chimera Fusion. They try to do Chimera Fusion. Luckily, we have the Skullmeister negating it. They set one, pass. Well, they set one, start, go battle. We take some damage, and we go back to our turn. Another Buzzsaw Shark. We practically have it in the bag. Special summoning Suffocating Big Jaws. Going into effect, into Armor Torpedo, draw a high card. Go into Armor Fortress. Battle. Go over there, Skullmeister. We're going to set one down. Pass. They draw for turn. Effect. Hack a Hands. Shuffling to special. They add back their Chimera Fusion. We're going to go to battle. We do have the Armored Extreme to gain attack. That would make up the difference. And do Book of Eclipse. We get to draw 3 cards, though, out of it. We go into attack position. And they surrender. And with that, that's the those are the matches. Wow. We went undefeated. Awesome. So with that, we're going to go with our pros and cons. First, the cons. Nibiru, the Mocharmies. If we extend, they will get like a lot. Your opponent will get a lot of benefit out of it. So we do have to be careful on either whenever playing Gore first. It's always that like under threat feeling. But besides that, you don't really lose anything, especially if you have the traps insulate your plays. Once your opponents realize that you're playing an XYZ deck, they will find a way to, they're going to keep you at one monster, basically, as much as humanly possible. So we just have to be careful with our Ghost Ogres. Ghost Ogre and DD Skullmeister and DD Crow are also warnings to our deck, since we do recover a lot from graveyard. Pros. Honestly, such an easy deck to play. So simple. Basically, 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5. You do that, and the world is quite literally your oyster. Very easy to play. You could literally sit out 1 or 2 monsters and call it a day, and you will basically be fine for the rest of the turn. Monsters as a whole can survive through battle or card effects, so your opponent will have to find a way to like find more than one way to destroy your cards. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was a basically like TMT example I wanted to do, like a poor imitation of it anyway, because the quality is not exactly great. It's what I can work with in the time I could actually stay up and do these. But besides that, I am so grateful to like just be able to do these. It's the Genesis format is so fun, and I believe I would like to add myself as an advocate for playing the format, in which, yes, it is like advanced 2.0, but at the same time it doesn't feel like you're stuck in it, because you could actually get to play almost any deck you want and you can get away with it. Granted, you have the 100 points, but besides that is that you're not locked into like the top meta decks like you would in advanced. And Genesis is a good way in which you could play lower power decks, or decks that feel like haven't gotten their day in the sun. But besides that, thank you so much for watching.